Hello, ladies. I hope you're doing good. And again, apologies for yesterday. I don't know what's up with YouTube. I did send an email. Actually, an email. I used their feedback thingy. Because I can assure you, I did set it as unlisted, and all of a sudden, I see when I started it, I saw people that shouldn't have been on it, and it messed me up so bad that I redid the scheduling. I sent the email and posted the link for my sponsors. I started the live, and at the end of it I realized I never had clicked the go live. So for an hour I was just talking to myself, and of course it's not recorded, so I'm gonna just have to redo that one. So hi Lane, hi Sharon, hi Adelaide, hi Lianka, hi Sandra. This is a Halloween special, so what I thought was to just do some really neat little stuff. So let's first cover a tea light holder. Make it more Halloweenish because we all like to have some Halloween decorations. So the first thing that we need to do is, because I'm going to work the first one, I'm going to work it with, oops, sorry, I wasn't supposed to grab this one too. I'm going to work with brass, and why I didn't select silver is that everybody's showing you silver, right? But to give the feeling of a really old piece, that would be the brass. And at one point, I know I did a tutorial, and it was not in, it was in videos, just a second, on how to make, because normally when we antique stuff, we do, okay, let me check patina. We do use all kinds of acrylics and powders to make it look, you know, really antiqued. And at one point I did make a tutorial that I cannot find now. Showing you how you don't need all those powders and acrylics, but you can use just the plain mud clay and add a little bit of regular color to it to create the effect of oxidized metal. And I gave the recipes for brass, for copper, for silver. Let me try with metal. There are so many videos that okay, this is it. I got it. Let me link it for you. Shut up. I forgot to mute it. All right, so this is the link. And in it, let me get a little bit on the display. It's how to make faux oxidized metal without antiquing. And I showed here how to create the various colors that you need. So this would be actually, I think this is for brass by the look of it. So I'm just cutting the, okay. So the first one is silver. The second one is bronze. Copper. So 3 mixes, then getting it even more I'm showing you various other combinations. So add more green to the bronze, more turquoise to the copper, and then we end up with 6 different mixes for different flow metals that we want to achieve. So I'm not gonna go more into it because I think that's enough, and I gave you the link. So why are you so glad about that? So let me first, I'm going to measure if this is pretty much good. What I'm going to do first and foremost is to cut myself a piece of clay, not super duper fancy, and relatively thin, that I'm going to use as a base. And now you do not need to glue this because it is round, so the chances of it falling off are minimal. So I'm going to go with it on like a 6 on the makings. Because I only want to use this as a base. So and we have a big cold system here in Oklahoma. It's raining like crazy. It's like 46, 47 degrees outside. Let me check actually. No, 36. And by tomorrow morning is going to be 30, so we're gonna get a glaze of ice, and then for the next 2 days, we're gonna have 2 nights, we're gonna have a low of 27 and 25. So yeah, fun times. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit thrown off by the weather. It's, hi Carlene. It's making me hurt. And I don't need to tell all of you ladies how that feels. Okay, so I got this all nice and covered, and what I'm going to do is to actually get it rolled so that it would be nice and even, and then I can go ahead and trim the excess. Hi Colleen, how's it going, girl? I hope you're doing a killing wherever you're vending, because usually before Halloween that works really good, by what I remember from when I was vending. Okay, let's give it a nice, so at an angle. Let me bring my own screen here. We go at an angle here. Now, one thing that you can use if you purchased it before, because I've been looking for it and it is not to be found anymore on Amazon, unfortunately. But there are many other skulls and ghosts and scary things all over the place. If you still have this, I would suggest that you use this, and especially the small parts of this. And I'm going to do two of them. The first one is going to be, considering that I do not have anything, okay? I do not have any kind of molds. So all I have is matte polymer clay with a little bit of green. I am on Carlene. Somebody please tell Carlene that she probably needs to reload her page. Alright, so I did what I had extra. So you can use whatever to create a texture here. And let me see, what do I want to use? I'm going to actually use this. It's all full and stuff, but I am going to use this. And this is something that you can easily find in the dollar stores. And you don't have to go perfectly perfect with it. Just give it a little bit of texturing. The other thing that you can use is something that I also did, that was my last uploaded video, the one with the beads. You can also use a bead to imitate a raspberry bead, to imitate the hammer strike. Now, as I said, I'm going to consider that I do not have any kind of molds. So let me get this back. Yeah, it's okay to be here today. And again, I apologize. It was a YouTube thing, not a day thing. I did not mean to do that. And if I remember right, it did that once before. So I'm going to just cut this in four. And I'm going to make each of these in a bead. First round. So stop making fun of me, because it wasn't my mistake. My mistake was afterwards. Didn't cut it very well. Let me grab a little bit of this and put here. One of them is definitely bigger than the others. And do the beads until you have absolutely no folding lines. I still have a folding line on this. Eileen. So now I'm going to make them slightly ovalish. And then slightly teardropish. Just a little bit. So first oval and then teardrop. Oval and then teardrop, because I'm going to make 4 little scallops. So, and I'm going to sculpt them first and then take them and place them on the thingy. So the first thing that you want to do is a slight indentation, and for that I'm going to get one of these dowels from the Dollar Tree. So this and then this, you can actually use your fingers. So right below the half, pretty much. They might not be perfectly perfect because, again, I cannot look from above for this because of the camera. But theoretically, this is how it's supposed to look like. Then the next thing that you do, and I'm going to grab a ball stylus. If you do not have one, you can use the end of a paintbrush handle or anything of the sorts. So, and why I said make this first, because you don't want the eyes to be deformed when you do this. Hi, Darla. So I'm going to consider the middle, and I'm going to make just a slight dent here where I'm going to have the teeth anyway. But to have a good, idea of where the middle is, so I can put the eyes in. So this one went a little bit too high. I'm going to push this one a little bit higher. And as you can see, it's not super difficult. And then I need the nose, and the nose I'm going to I'm going to use a much smaller one, and I'm going to first make a little hole. And then I'm going to grab a toothpick and also grab my eyes. And what I'm going to do is to make this into a triangle using the toothpick. Or just pull all, that's all you have to do. Even if it doesn't look like a perfect triangle, that's fine. This is how skulls are. Just don't make it look like a clover. And at this point, do not worry about fingerprints or anything, because I'll show you we are going to do a little trick. Now for this you can use all kinds of things, including I always like to use my wax carvers, but you can use your blades if it's convenient for you, and just draw lines here. And then I'm going to draw lines like this. And again, it's okay if it's not super perfect, and if you have some lines that are not perfectly straight, because again we are going to make it look ancient. And now the final one, you can go with the complete line, direct line, or you can just do on each of the two teeth, so that you won't have a perfectly straight line, because generally teeth are not, in skulls, are not so perfectly perfect. Enhance this a little bit. And why I said don't worry if it's not super perfect, because skulls are by definition something that decomposed, and there can be all kinds of traces of all kinds of stuff on them. So we have 4 skulls. For the next thing, you can use all kinds of things. I'm going to just grab a textured paper towel. If you have the texturing sponges, you can use them. But again, as I said, I am trying to pretend that I have nothing but the mud clay and a few tools and a tea light holder from the Dollar Tree. So make sure that you do give a little bit of uneasiness. Let's see if I have here any sponge, which I don't. You can also use a regular towel type of fabric. Just to show you, I have that soft rag here. Oh, come on. That does have towel-like texture. You can use that as well. Just don't press too much. Alright, so I first got this. Before I do anything else though, and you can use acrylic paint in the metallics. That's the cheapest variation. You can use Pearlex, obviously. Just remember that that needs to be sealed. You can use Perfect Pearls that does not need to be sealed, or you can use the Art Alchemy. So the easiest one would be the acrylic paint. That's only like under $2. I'm not going to use that because I don't want to bring even more stuff here, so I'm going to just use this, and trust me, it's going to look exactly the same. So first I'm going to antique the base, and no worries, the other clay is going to go just fine there. Even if the wax is there, because we are going to place a little bit of bacon bond. Can you do it without the bacon bond? Yes, you can. Let me clean my finger. I'm cleaning it with alcohol. Now, in order to fix these properly, so I'm going to put them on the opposite sides. So that I can have them in the four corners. And you can use the bacon bond, or you don't have to use the bacon bond. It's entirely up to you. If you want for them to be super secure, I'm going to show you how to secure them now. So in order to secure them better, I'm going to actually press on the eyes. And this one is not really straight. A little pat down here in the cheeks. And I think this I already did, but I'll do it one more time. And now we are going to do and you can push these tops a little bit in. And now we are going to antique those two. Of course, you can put more stuff, but I think that these very simple ones will look just fine. And you definitely want the tops. So they are going to look a little bit ragged, not very flat and stuff, because of all that very delicate texture we've been imprinting on them. And even if they look a little bit chipped and stuff, that's exactly what you want. This actually can go a little bit deeper. I just love how the Art Alchemy wax smells. I don't know what they put in it to make it smell this good, but it definitely smells good. Be very careful, because if you add too much wax or too much paint and too much stuff. The slight scratches from the slight texturing are going to disappear because they'll be covered up, right? Oh, let me clean my hand again. So this would be a very simple brass type Halloween candle holder. All you have to do now is to simply bake it, and then you can use it. Now let's go to the next one, and for the next one I'm actually going to go copper. So what I'm going to do with this is just remove my eyeglasses, and then I need some blue. Do I have any more? Yeah, after the first I need to put in a primo order. As I said, I'm running out of the primary 1 pound ones. So I'm going to add a little bit of ultramarine blue. Let's see. And this should be enough. And again, making it very just love it when I forget to get the thickness changed. Oh, did you see Matthew Perry died? I was very and as it happens, not longer than a few days ago, I binged watched a few episodes of Friends. It's whatever you decide to put in there. That's just a glass one, a holder. You can use a regular candle in this because it's a glass holder. I'm doing some further mixing. And then I'll just be folding. And I'm sorry if I speak funny, it's because somebody brought me some sugar-free Jolly Ranchers, and I went on them until my tongue started hurting. So that's why I seem to speak very gingerly. don't even want to have it perfect mixed. You want these little patches here because that enhances the look of oxidized. All right, so on this one I'm going to use whatever. Let me actually grab a makings. Go on Vibbits. And practically any makings that might make things look like metal will work. It doesn't really matter much. Or let me see if I have any. Don't really have any Sculpting that would be big enough, so gonna grab something that looks more antique-y. Because I use that thing, I guess we can use the scales. So again, we are going to create first a base. No, because the tea light itself is a little bit smaller and it's going to sit on the glass, so it's not going to heat up the... Okay, let me go on a... Going to go on a 4 first. It's going to get longer than this, but this is how much I need, pretty much. And then I'm going to place it on actually one part that it's got some blues. So armor on, and I'm going to place it so the scales are going outwards, and get it through the machine. And I made a boo-boo, but it's an easily fixable boo-boo. I dropped it. I hope it comes off properly. So this is going to make it look a little bit dragon-like, right? So let's place it here, give it a nice cut directly on here. I'm just looking for the line where to cut it. And now once again I'm going to trim the extra. trim the extra. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a lot of tick, 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 tick. It's so much rain outside. It's unbelievable. I'm not sure if we are in flood stuff yet. Let me just check. Not yet. This is how, let me show you how the radar looks like in my area. This is sleet and snow. So no storms, no flood yet, so that's good. But yeah, this is what is going to be. See, 30, 27, 25. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's get back to. Hi, Jess. So let me do a better trimming on this. And again, you want to grab your roller and give it a little bit of a beveling here to make it look more professional. And the same on the bottom. And the same as I did with the other one, I'm going to use, and it works the exact same. I mean, if you don't have the wax, you can use acrylic, you can use powders, or you can use the wax. Let me see which of them do I want. The fire ruby. There's also rich copper, so. This looks a little bit too dark now. Let me get the amber. It's too dark for my purposes. And there are so many nice colors. Or, of course, you can always go black and use the Opal Magic ones, you know. I got some oxidized stuff. I didn't use these in a while, so what may happen is that they darken up a little bit, they oxidize, so you want to wipe off that oxide. See, and that is normal, and that shows that it actually has some real metallic stuff in it. If it reacts over time. Alright, so this should be good. Yeah, somehow I don't end up with a lot of nail marks, probably because, as I said before, I have very strong, very thick nails, and even if they are not as strong as they used to be because chemo, and then my mother used to have them even like twice as thick as mine. She was the scare of all mani-pedi places. When they would see her coming in, they would all hide because they would break their tools on her nails. But anyway, it always has been a pain to trim them. I need to use the toe clipper because regular scissors don't really do a good job. So I've been used to all my life to deal with long fingernails. So I'm kind of used to not leave marks. That doesn't mean that I don't ever leave marks. It happens. But I know that I've seen a lot of people being all amazed how I can work clay with long fingernails. I can. I'm not proud of it because it's nothing that I did special, you know. All right, and now we are going to use, so you can use absolutely any kind of mold. And I'm going to use the Dead Bride. Yeah, I use this part always. I don't use the tip, I use this part, so thank you, Elaine. Alright, so again, you can use any kind of molds. I've been working on updating the molds on my Amazon influencer store. And I'll be looking for more, because again, unfortunately, I cannot find this anymore. I looked for it. It was a very good quality versus price thing, but it's not there anymore, so. This is the Dead Princess. See, again, I'm doing the same thing. My fingers are a little bit stitchy. Sticky, not stitchy. I'm going to be very honest with you. I can hear the rain outside and I'm starting to the fact that I woke up at 4:30 and then I slept again from like 7:30 to 9:30. I still feel like I could sleep a little bit more, you know. And then let's get this this skeleton here. So again, I have a bead I'm going to cut in two. I'm going to place it here. Gently press down, then use my cosmetic sponge and flatten it. Then pivot the blade to cut the extra and take it out. I think I can do 6 things easily without having any problems. Maybe even 8. We'll see. Then I'm gonna do the Barn Sandy because it looks so cool. And again, a bowl. I'm not gonna use the bigger ones. I'm only using these ones because the bigger ones are way taller than the. I mean, you can make them taller if you want, but I would be worried about them getting too hot because they'll be raised above the flame. So let's do the Baron. And I think I'm gonna just end with 6 of them. Alrighty. And by the way, you can make a bracelet like this easily. There's no worry about it. And you use this exact same thing. So once again, I'm gonna use this. And I'm going to do this so that even if there are any kind of fingerprints, they are going to be crisscrossed. So, okay, this is the Baron. And this Baron didn't come up very good. I am going to have to redo it. It's not deep enough. This one is good. Alright, so I have it. Can I place it at the exact opposite side? And a little bit higher. So this should be good. Now, the next one is the dead bride. So I'm going to kind of divide this in three parts, and I'm going to place the bride here. And a little bit further. So this should be good. And again, just tap, 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 because even if you get finger marks, they're going to be overlapped so many times that it won't really matter. And there we go. And now, of course, I'm going to get it nice and copperish, and insist more on the raised parts, obviously. I just love this dead bride. I love her. It's so nicely done. And again, of course, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. And something that I wanted to show you though, that you might think, I do think I have them in the influencer store, but in the silicone, in the resin molds. And you can do very nice stuff for your little shelves and stuff. And also for the table. They are actually not for silicone. They are not molds for silicone. Or they can be, or for resin. But you can use these as whatchamacallit, ice cubes. And I actually also have some ice cube molds. But these work awesome for resin, and you can make all kinds of quartz type resin decorations. As you can see, they look gorgeous. And I should have them in the let me check with you if they are there or not. And as I said, they should be in the resin mold, not in the polymer clay molds. I have like over 50 sections in the store, so it can be a pain when you try to find something that you know is there, but once you get them, it's fine. It's in the resins, just plain resins. And there we go. Let me see if they are here. No, they are not in the plain resins. I know for a fact that I have resin molds. Where are my resin molds? It looks like it disappeared. Yes, it disappeared. I need to redo it for resin molds because I have kits, but my molds are nowhere to be seen. Resin inclusions and powders, and it's not in here. No, definitely not in here. This pisses me off. I mean, so many things are going wrong lately. Stuff not working the way it's supposed to. Mold making, but that's not what I need. Yes, I just need to redo the resin molds. Oh, there you go. Resin molds. Never mind. I have it. I just couldn't find it. Okay, so resin molds. As you can see, I kind of try to separate them. So the first ones would be the ones for various stone-like stuff. And crystals, then it's leaves and flowers, all kinds of geometric forms. I even have stuff for Ouija boards. And flowers, and no, I don't. And dragon's fish, no. Oh yeah, these are some skull stuff. So these are for ice. Again, as I said, I have one. And you can use them for resin too. And they are really, really neat. And you can make them whole, that's the other thing, because it's got that little hole on top. And you can make full skulls. And ice cubes. So that's a really neat thing. I did add some extra stuff. You can see there's another nice one for resin. Generally I do in all molds I put the holiday specific ones at the very end. So yeah. So again, you can use all kinds of molds like that. So I hope you'll try and do something. Oh my god. Is my thing not showing? Or it is. It just doesn't show in my own. Let me see if it's working. Yeah, it's working. But in my own, this is what I see. Let me show you. And I was freaking out. See, I have an error occurred. Anyway, so this is what you can try, and you can do all kinds of stuff. And I hope you have fun with them, because they make a nice addition to the Halloween decorations. And Halloween, most of the people do celebrate, go out and have dinner and stuff tonight. And the kids, I don't know how the kids are going to go in my area tonight trick-or-treating, because again it's a freezing rain. So again, apologies for yesterday, and I hope you have a wonderful Halloween. I am going to go lay down and probably nap right now. Thank you. Have a wonderful Halloween.